such an asshole!
Hey all, the old captain here at assholeconsulting.com. Continuing on this weekend, businesses are booming. People are like, are you expecting it? No, I don't expect the good times. I gotta do a video. Old O'Shea Jackson just had YouTube cut his subscriber base from 30,000 subscribers down to 400. And he's like, I'm pushing on, motherfuckers. And he just started another channel. He's already got 2,000 or 3,000. So for now, if you would, look up O'Shea Jackson, the O'Shea Jackson vlog. I'll be plugging it later, but it just, I just went on a nice little tangent there. Hello, asshole. I've been watching your videos for over 2 years now. I've decided to reach out to you for advice. I am a 25-year-old living in New York City. I'm getting rather tired of the rising cost of living here. I recently landed a job for a company as a security guard, and this job will pay up to $65,000 a year at top pay 5 years from now. I know this sounds like a lot. No, I know. New York, they're going to take half of it, and then your cost of living. So you're not. New York City is not for young, hardworking men. New York City is for suckers. New York City is for dumbasses that want to go work at Wall Street. Oh, I'm working at Wall Street. New York City is for ditzus who want to be marketing directors and writers, all right? But if you have the slightest bit of self-respect and you're a young man or woman with actual skill and talent, you want to enjoy your life, you don't live in New York City. You just don't. They trap you there. You Escape from New York wasn't a piece of fiction. It was a hint, right? But I still feel as though the cost of living continue to rise here, and I'm already finding it near impossible to keep up with the cost of living. Studio apartments alone go for well over $1,500 in most neighborhoods now. Well, that's because all the suburb people have to go live in New York. If I can make it there, I can make it anywhere, because I'm a ditz who thought I could live my dreams. Yeah, you're all going to be Broadway actors and actresses. I currently still live at home because I have yet to find an apartment I can afford on my own. I have talked to a few times about moving in with my long-term girlfriend and splitting rent, but he has just graduated with a degree in psychology and cannot find a full-time job. No! No! You do not... Okay, you can date, but you do not marry or live with, especially in leftist states that have those cohabitation laws with women with student loans. No! Fuck. I mean, we gotta figure a way to get to you boys before you're in college. There's gotta be a way to get to you when you're in high school, but you boys are so stupid when you're in high school, because you won't read books, and you won't go, oh yeah man, I'm gonna go chase girls. I mean, what do you do in high school? What are you doing in high school? Fuck. She does work, but only part-time and doing an internship on the side. I have not been in college since I was 19, where I was going for electrical engineering studies for about a year when my father became no longer unemployed, and I lost my financial aid. Oh, so you just, fuck your STEM degree because now you might have to pay for tuition. That's great. That's great, kid. That's real awesome. Oh, I gotta pay tuition. Well, I guess I can't go to college. Yeah, way to persevere there. You just shot your dick off right there. You just shot your dick off. You're that lazy. You can't go get a student loan to actually go and major in STEM? Well, financial aid has gone away. I'm sorry, not to sound like an asshole. Are you a cisgendered white male? Alright, get used to that. Get used to, I don't get the monies and the funds. Well, I guess I don't. Well, guess what? You don't get the monies and the funds if you're a cisgendered white male. Get your ass back into fucking engineering and start kicking a little bit of ass. Didn't qualify for God almighty. Since then, I've been mostly working odd jobs in another security company prior to what I'm doing. You're working security. And I'm assuming, maybe not, but if you're working security and you're working the night shift, can you not take a couple classes part-time and then work on the job? Do your studying on the job? My union does offer programs such as apprenticeships to learn trades and gain respective positions, as well as tuition reimbursement programs. Well, there you go! My question is, since New York's cost of living is so high and even a $60,000 salary before taxes barely cuts it here, should I stick it out in New York and utilize one of these programs to get a higher paying position to make the kind of money needed to live here? Or should I use either the program or the tuition reimbursement to learn a new trade and then try to find work elsewhere in the United States? Please let me know your thoughts if you have any suggestions and the price for a video request. Thank you. All right, look. Use a tuition reimbursement to go back and get your degree in electrical engineering, okay? That's your ticket out of that shithole. You could go back and learn a trade and electric, but then you got to go work for a union. I've had several clients from New York City before, and they got to know a guy or their dad or their uncle. It's not meritocratic. It's not democratic. It's a fucking communist dictatorship of bullshit, cronyism, and dipshittery going on in that stupid fucking island. Okay, New York is fucking stupid. Right? This is why I asked you if you read the book Reconnaissance Man, and that is the first thing you're going to do is read Reconnaissance Man so you get the fucking wool out of your ears and realize, holy shit! I mean, do people in New York, do you ever look west and say, holy shit! Guys, look at this! Across the Hudson, there's a whole other piece of land out there! Apparently, we own it too! Apparently, it's part of the United States. I thought it was just Manhattan and Long Island, but apparently, if we look to where the sun goes late in the afternoon, there's a whole shit ton of land over there. Yeah, I thought the United States just ended at the Hudson, because we're small dick, dumb shit, motherfucking New Yorkers who are all singing, ha, ha, ha. Stop sucking your own dicks, New York. Well, maybe we go to Boston. Go west, young man. Yeah, I know this is going to shock you. When I say west, I don't mean New Jersey. There's another state over. It's called Pennsylvania. And over from that, there's Ohio. And over from that, there's Indiana. And over from that, there's Illinois. And it keeps going. So you get to Illinois, right? And if I what is it? Right. Then there's the Mississippi. It's hard to miss. And then there's Missouri. And what's on the other? Depends if you go north or south. Missouri, Kansas? And then that's boring. But that's still the United States. You're allowed to go there. And then there's Colorado, and then things get interesting because then these things called mountains show up. Yeah, I know you think the Appalachians are it's cute. And then there's fun things like Vegas, and then there's hippies and communism. And then if you get homesick, you can keep going, and you'll end up in California with equally stupid and arrogant and sucking their own dick people called California. All right, but there's other states with different cultures and things. Do they have Bobby's Philly Steakhouse? You got the best steaks in all New York. You need to get the fuck out of New York. Okay? Get the fuck out of New York. Your goal is to get the fuck out of New York. Now, you have a pretty good setup. You live at home. You got yourself a job. Pays decent. If you could work on the job, that's great. And they give you tuition reimbursement. Use that to go back to school for electrical engineering. And then, I don't know if you knew this or not, there are other towns in these states. It's not just barren lands with Indians running around with loincloths slaying buffalo. There's actually other people have gone forth before you. And they've set up towns. There's places like Chicago and Denver and Las Vegas. And you may have heard these things. I know the world is just New York. But you can work in these places. And they won't spread your asshole to this way to fuck you in it when it comes to taxes. Right? And it's cheaper housing. I know Jim Z's sushi isn't the best because it's not as good as sushi as Jim Z's. No, you're right. It probably isn't because it's not New York. But there are other things, and I know the theater probably isn't as good as New York. But, they try. They try. And, the women, I know you think the women in New York, they are like, there's some prettier ones. Especially in Colorado. Yeah, but get your engineering degree. May take some time. That's fine. You're doing way better than the average 19-year-old, by the way. You're doing really good. But honest to God, kid, you have got to expand your horizons. That's almost, I'd say, more important than going to college. I would take go read Reconnaissance. That is probably the most number one important thing for you to do. Okay? Read Reconnaissance Man. Take your vacation time. And for you, because you're all the way on that side of the country, I would fly to Denver, fly to Vegas, fly to Dallas, and spend your vacation time exploring around those places and figuring shit out. All right, that's what I would do, because it's just going to take you too damn long to drive across the country. All those states I told you about, you got to drive across that. You want to get on the other side of the Mississippi and start and develop and explore and figure it out. And then when you have your degree in electrical engineering, then you start applying for jobs in towns that you checked out before that you might like to live in. All right? But, yeah, you got to get out of New York. You just have to get out of New York. I know you're more independent-minded because you have a job. Most kids your age in New York are probably going to, Columbia School of Journalism to learn how to not write truth or be journalists, but just to be narrative propagandists. But yes, get out of New York. I mean, and here's the thing, I even write about this in Reconnaissance Man. You may not be comfortable going out into the Hicks, I understand that. Try Chicago, try Atlanta, okay? Those are two towns on this side of your side of the Mississippi. Still big enough, but still different enough in culture that you're going to start to expand your horizons. You gotta get on the other side of that fucking Hudson, and I don't mean New Jersey. You have got to get the fuck into different cultures, because you've been there 20 years now, alright? Have you learned about New York? Have you learned about, Frankie's Franks? Oh, man, they got the best hot dogs in the world. Oh, fuck no, man, I don't go anywhere but Frankie's Franks. It's the best in all New York. Yeah, well, look around. Don't you see them all sucking each other's dick in New York? This is all it is. That's New Yorkers. There you go. Get out. Go explore. All right, I've pounded away at that enough. So, Reconnaissance Man, finish your degree in electrical engineering. If you don't like that, get the trades, and then get the fuck out. And go travel and have fun. All right, best of luck to you. Toodles.